Hey everyone, and welcome to Deadlock Intel, your number one source for all things Deadlock, Valve's newest 6v6 shooter. Make sure to subscribe for Deadlock updates, gameplay videos, breakdowns, streamer stories, and more. We have a new patch that just happened yesterday that was very small but directly nerfed a couple of things. First up was Wraith. Wraith's spirit scaling was reduced from 1.5 to 1.2. Wraith has been extremely strong recently, just nuking people with her cards. She's really one of the strongest hybrid characters to me. Hybrid meaning gunplay and spirit damage are both really strong. Her force cooldown is insane and can be really hard to play against, especially 1v1, and with her 3's ability she can put out massive weapon damage constantly and charge up her cards extremely fast, which, like I said, are absolute nukes. I think scaling back that card damage even just a little bit does in fact help. However, I don't think this is a big enough nerf that she's going to be completely useless anymore, as the spirit scaling is really just hitting her one pretty hard as far as I'm aware. So don't worry Noko, your Wraith should still be viable. The next nerf that hit was for Shadow Weave. Previously a vitality item, but now a weapon item. Ambush's fire rate was reduced from 40 to 30%. If you never looked at or used Shadow Weave, it's an item that lets you go invisible, and when you come out of that stealth, you have additional buffs. Shadow Weave is still a really strong item with plenty of heroes like Wraith and Kelvin running it. A lot of its strength comes in just its utility in making heroes invisible, but that ambush damage is obviously no joke. So taking the fire rate down just a small notch helps, giving you a slightly bigger chance against a surprise Wraith ult or Kelvin Ice Beam. As far as general updates, there was just one more. They fixed various cases where you could target or select units behind walls with abilities like Yamato's Flying Strike. There's still so many weird interactions with things through or behind walls, so I think we're just going to constantly get updates like that. Other than that, guys, we were able to see Deadlock on LAN for the first time, which was super exciting for me. I was over at DreamHack Atlanta where a couple teams competed for $1,000, and it was just really fun to see the competition in person and get to interview the people who competed about Deadlock. I made Jake do the interview since he can't operate a camera, but here's just a couple short clips from those.
How are you feeling about it when it comes to the esports side? Do you think it's going to be a fun addition to the esports realm?
I definitely think it could, especially because it's Steam backed, and if it could be similar, if it does with Steam as well, like TI and events like that, it definitely has the platform to be big. It has the deep enough mechanics to be kind of thought out over time. I guess that's one of their goals, to kind of like be a long preserving, similar to League. But they have the depth, they have the right company, they have the right passion as far as like the characters, a whole bunch of different types. Nobody really looks the same. It's not just, oh, it's that guy, but darker and does spirit damage instead of bullet damage. So a lot of mix and matching. I definitely think it can have those heights. So yeah, I definitely see it coming out on top.
Do you think picks and bans should be a thing?
I definitely think picks and bans. There was definitely people, it was being asked for during the game. The functionality wasn't really there. So I do think it's important, especially for, we had a few picks that we wanted and they were just, they're stolen in the lobby. But it's still early days for Deadlock, so hopefully we get some kind of pick and ban system. I think that would be good for the scene.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think a pick and ban system is important for any sort of hero-based shooter or game in general. I think as you add more champions to the pool, you're going to have some that are you need to be able to ban and pick around. So I definitely think it's going to be important for the future. I'd say at this stage where it's so early, I think that having an open format is fine, but I would definitely prefer pick and ban for higher level play. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to Deadlock in person more and more after that. Otherwise, we will likely have another big patch later this week, so look for a video then. This is Deadlock Intel. I'll catch you next time.